Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here with the Unihertz Titan Pocket again, and this time it's a keyboard review. I'm going to go through, show off the keyboard, show you what it can do, talk about some of the functions, but most importantly how it types. A lot of people are wanting to know, what's it like? Which Blackberry is it most like? What's it like to press the keys? How do they work? Is it any good? All those things. So I'm going to answer that and talk about it in this video so you can learn all about the Unihertz Titan Pocket keyboard, and all the mysteries of the universe will be unlocked for you. The galaxy and the world will be at your fingertips because you know what the keyboard looks like, how it works, what it's like to type on it, and how cool it is. But before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you came back after watching another video, you're awesome. You're a glutton for punishment. I appreciate that you like to watch me talk about fancy things. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Unless you don't, in which case that's cool too. But now we're going to talk about the Unihertz Titan Pocket keyboard. Okie dokie. So here we have a classic. The Blackberry Q10 is not the classic, and very much so I feel like the Unihertz Titan Pocket is modeled after this phone. There are a lot of striking similarities here, to even the extent that the screen is basically the same. I mean, it's got the same dimensions, 720 by 720. Technically it's 716 by 720. I don't know if that's to avoid a lawsuit or if that's just how things panned out, but it is just slightly off. So here we have the Q10, and you can look at the keyboard side by side here. And yeah, it looks very similar, but at the same time you can see there are key differences here. We have the classic Blackberry keyboard over here with the Alt on the left. We've got the symbol key over here. Got the Shift key right here. I like having this dedicated button here for the microphone. Also, you've got your back key, your enter key, and your different symbols over here. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with a 0 on the bottom. And then over here, look, we've got the symbol key in the top left. We've got a back key, which is nice, kind of like the tool belt. Shift key here, function, Alt, menu. So you got a dedicated back and menu button, and then the built-in fingerprint sensor, which of course acts as a home button and unlocks the phone. So there's a lot of similarities here, but at the same time, very, very different. So like the period is on the B here, whereas here, the period's on the M, the exclamation point's on the B, over here it's on the Z. The 0 is up here to the top left as opposed to the bottom. So that one right there really throws me off, especially when I'm doing numbers and stuff. So, and especially going back and forth between this phone and then even my Key 2 here the last couple of days, it really throws me off because Blackberry likes to keep things in the same position. So here's the most modern keyboard we have, which is the Key 2's keyboard. And of course, all the same buttons are in the same places on the Q10, but slightly larger, bigger layout, keys, all that good stuff here. And then of course the addition of the speed key, which can be replicated in many different keys with this convenience key over here. I think they call it the magic key, and then you can program the function and some other stuff too. So lots to unpack here, but a lot of people want to know what the typing experience is like. So I've done a lot of typing on here over the last about a week since I got this, and the keys, of course you have the touch sensitivity nature of the keyboard here, just like we have with the Key 2. And of course you can scroll through your Twitter feed, which I'll use with my shortcut key to get to Twitter with the T, and then you can scroll through your feed and all that good jazz. So it's something that's very functional. It's very nice. Of course, it works horizontally and vertically, so you're covered there as well. All that multifunctionality. So what's it like to type with? So I'll go ahead and fire this up and type a message. So we'll type something. Adam Matlock is the coolest person ever of all times who makes keyboard phone videos. So you can see I've developed a little bit of a technical proficiency and capability with this over just the week of having it versus using my Blackberry, which I have a lot of experience with. So I'm picking it up, I'm learning the paces. When you look at the keyboard itself, you can see that the keys are slightly raised, so they'll meet the contact with your finger where it's not flush and flat, so that makes it a little bit more ergonomic to type on. And then you can see there's kind of a little angle on this side to where it naturally, these risers right here, you can see right there, kind of the edges, to where they fall to where your thumb magically meets it as it ramps up, but also kind of at an angle a little bit to make it more ergonomic On the right side, you see it's on this side where it's raised, and on the left side, you see that it's on the top right corner of the key that's raised. And then you've got this very prominent space bar down here on the bottom. So a space bar, full row of keys. I do wish it had a larger space bar. That's another big difference here. This is the Q10 space bar right here, you can see, versus the tiny space bar on the Titan Pocket. And then also take a look at the Q2 over here. So there are definitely a lot of similarities, but at the same time, it's very unique in its own way, so that way it can be different. So I'll type on here. This is the most power Blackberry ever made. It is so cool. Hooray. So I can still type decently on this one, but it's really like a Rubik's Cube for my brain now. Normally, I could type on this and it would be no problem whatsoever. I'm like, yeah, I'll hit the exclamation point, I'll hit the period, I'll hit the semicolon, all that stuff. And then I use the Unihertz Titan Pocket for a week, and I'm like, my brain, it messes with stuff so much, especially because the most prominent thing for me, the Alt and Shift key are on the left side over here, where I use them all the time on a Blackberry, but over here on the right, we've got the Alt key, which throws everything for a whack. But you can see typing on it, it's really not that big of a deal. You'll get the muscle memory for it, especially if you're not going back and forth all the time. I'm doing this for the sake of the video and for some other stuff, but the keyboard I think is good. It's very, very tight, and I liken it to the Blackberry Key 1 here. The Key 1 was substantially harder to type than some of the other Blackberry phones, but it kind of broke in after a while. I'm expecting this one to break in. I would say that maybe about 15% more firm on the Titan Pocket than on the Blackberry Key 1 as far as the key press goes. And then versus the Key 2, probably about 25% harder. I would say this is definitely something that's going to fatigue your thumbs, especially if you haven't been using a physical keyboard for a while. And then on top of that, it is going to take some time to break in. Now, another thing I had talked about with the keyboard is the symbol button here. And also you can make this software keyboard go away. This is what you normally see when you type. So you can press this for your voice dictation, so you can do voice to text, which is pretty good. We'll go ahead and test it out. This is pretty cool. I like this a lot. So there we go. You saw the Google voice to text. Now, unfortunately, you can't swipe across the screen like this to delete everything, so that's kind of annoying. So other things you can do, you see some of the punctuation here. When you do press this down and make it go away, you see more of the screen, but as soon as you touch the screen, it comes back up. This is not too problematic, but the issue is when you go to the symbols. So you can do that here, pop it up, make it go back down, or you can hit the symbol key, but then you have to cycle through them. So like, let's say you go ahead and you're cycling through and then you hit the down button to pop it down. When you start typing, it comes back up again, but you can hit that and make it go away, and that's a shortcut to get rid of that. And I had mentioned in a previous video where you had to press the symbol key 3 times to get it to go away. You do if you want to scroll through the menus, but if you have the menu popped up, you can hit that to make it go away, and then it won't come back up unless you hit the symbol key. So a little trial and error there, but something I wanted to highlight for all you keyboard heads. And then you've also got this little menu over here, which has a couple of different options for your clipboard and stuff like that. So those are just some other functions that you get with the keyboard and the whole typing experience. But overall, I think they've done a good job with the keyboard. I like it. It's enough that it's familiar as far as the typing experience, but at the same time, it is quite tactile and it's enjoyable to type on. And of course, you can hear the button here. I'll type. You should hear that on the microphone. So this is on the Titan Pocket, and then this is what it sounds like compared to the Key 2. So there's a little bit more dampening, I think, but very, very similar in the tactility as far as the way the key press makes noise. It's quieter, though. It's not as loud as the Key 2, especially not the space bar, but they've done a good job with it. I think if you pick one up, I think you'll like it. It is very much like using this or like using the Classic as far as the feel in the hand, except for it is much bulkier. Like, look at the Q10 here, and then look at the Unihertz Titan Pocket. I really wish it were a little bit slimmer. I hope they make a slim version one day. I would really like that. I would like a toned-down slim version of this. That would just be the bee's knees. That would be amazing. I would love to have a Unihertz Titan Pocket Slim Edition that is very much like this, as opposed to so bulky like this. But this works. It gives them their own identity. It gives them their own kind of spiel to go with. It's protective, it's rugged, and it's got everything you could need. And it's actually really zippy. I have really been enjoying using it, and it looks pretty sharp too at the same time. So this MediaTek Helio P70, definitely impressive under the hood with the Unihertz Titan Pocket. Okay, what do you think? Not too shabby, huh? I think they did a pretty good job here. You got to see what the keyboard can do, what it's like to type on it, some comparison stuff between other popular Blackberries like the Q10, the Key 2, and also the Key 1. We talked about a lot of different things, so hopefully some of that absorbed. If it didn't, go back and watch it again. And then if it still didn't stick, then watch it again. And if it still didn't stick, then ask me some questions, and we'll go from there. But ultimately, I wanted to show this off because it's one of the most important things about the phone. Yes, we care about the performance, we care about the camera, we care about a lot of things, but ultimately, what separates us from the rest of the world and mankind from the dinosaurs is the physical keyboard here. So that's what people want to know about, and that's what we talked about. So hopefully I covered that well. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was informative and helpful, and thank you for watching. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I will get back with you. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.